Bigbossjock radio show. Listeners are encouraged to rise up, confront the U.S. government, kick off the revolution, liberate the Confederate States of America, the Alamo, placed as the Capitol. Analyst Assessment, Episode 68. Video clip being assessed was posted by NBC News, entitled Watch Live, Trump Participates in Immigration and Border Security Roundtable. Posted April 5, 2019. Airtime 52 minutes 2 seconds. Enter into the clip 42 minutes 12 seconds. Before beginning, going to make another mention. Court date, May 23rd, 2019, 8:30 in the morning, Redding, California, Shasta County Superior Court. Bigbossjock is facing felony charges, years of imprisonment. The issue's been discussed in various other episodes. I'd appreciate some assistance. 42 minutes, 12 seconds. Statement worded Dawn. A man that has really been a help. Computer generated. Sound made. Canned female cough. Subliminal code sent. Reminder women helped. It was placed right over the man that. There was a female cough. Canned female cough. Computer generated. 42 minutes, 18 seconds. Statement made Dawn. And maybe you could stand up, say a few words, Kevin, because you've been very much at the front of this fight, and you love this state very much. Analyst assessment. Readers, take note. Listeners as well. Trickery used in the omittance, avoidance of the use, state of California, country of USA. 50 states termed this state when referred to state of California. Computer-generated dialogue. Again, over again. Another example of the idea that this state doesn't need a name. Well, the idea is what will replace term this state instead of California state or state of California. What would that be? Give that some thought, listener. The USDIA is planning the autonomous region of California. If they're in this region, quite soon, and I say this region, I'm sitting in California, Northern California, as mentioned before, facing felony charges, years imprisonment. 4 days they put me on the floor, 2 of them, and 2 in a concrete box, where the USDIA plans on putting me for years. They broke my back in 14. Didn't know about that. Healed wrong. Knew it was sore. Oh, now years later, realized that, well, the left side sticks out further than the right side. And, if I do anything such as yard work outside, where usually yard work takes place, the next day when I'm sitting inside, it is a bit cumbersome. Broken back that healed wrong. Sleep on the concrete floor. Wow. Yeah. Mattress that compresses down to about 1/4 inch. Was chastised for mentioning my heart by the nurse, who let me know, speak when spoken to, quite rudely. Agitator wire in the heart. They plan on putting me in the cage for years. I'd appreciate some assistance. Northern California, this state. One day, as soon as is announced, sanctuary place are the various cities throughout the West Coast. And there'll be some others included that aren't on the West Coast, though those cities won't have the same problems. The issue won't be accepted, received in the same light. Won't be appreciated, the asylum seeker in their territory, and they'll be driven out. In the western part of the what's about to be termed soon former United States of America, the people, before the disintegration of the nation, will wake up and notice pop-ups on their front lawn and a lineup to their, well, they have two restrooms, the one that they're not using, the other one that's for the asylum seekers, so that the health problem doesn't begin, that of the asylum seeker defecating on the front lawn. And there will be special regulations put in place where the incentive, what is the intention, is to drive the homeowner from their residence. Full of fury. Will be overtaken. Their guns confiscated. They can either be there with their cohabitants or inhabitants, or be ushered underground. Forced to take the new regulations either way. 42 minutes, 18 seconds. Army Corps of Engineers General. Acted quite rude. Canned. Mic quality needs improved. Sound picked up, broadcasted quite boldly. Glass moved on table. Motion was the notion. Go ahead, continue. Order given the leader, U.S. President. 42 minutes, 30 seconds. Statement made, Kevin. Whose Congress? California State Congress? Or the U.S. Congress? Why the ambiguity for the Congress, such as the representatives, the legislature? Why not put the name California State Congress? Or if not, the U.S. Congress. 42 minutes, 35 seconds, which both those entities have representatives. Statement made, Kevin. We wanted to thank you. Anyway, you're on the front line. Kevin wasn't properly introduced. Well, let's look at that. Kevin. Statement made, Kevin. We wanted to thank you. Anyway, you're on the front line. Front lines are in war zones. House assessment. Kevin wasn't properly introduced, nor was position held identified. Intelligence analysis. Well, it's the analyst assessment. Soon to open. When begins the war? Ready to give the reports. Invited into the brief room. Reader, take note. Listener as well. Poor quality of filmation. 2 or 3 cameras. Just one fixed camera needs to sweep. When begins to speak, Kevin. That's what was chose for the production. Why? There couldn't be another camera set up? The U.S. President receives such a reception. Poor quality production. It's computer generated. Ignorant statement made. You're on the front line. Term is reminder of war. U.S. President doesn't need to be told. Describe to the location. Again, talk down to. U.S. President should know the location where chosen to go. 43 minutes, 17 seconds. Statement made, Kevin. We will work on this, President. Reader, take note. Something the ignorance U.S. government will work on with the U.S. President named in way this President. Well, let's take a look at it. Statement made, Kevin, and it's misworded, something the ignorance. Shows it's another example of ignorance. Because we will work on this President. So he's referring to Mr. Sir, President, Sir, as President. Well, there's a Kevin President at the table. Present is Kevin, who's also a president. We'll work with the U.S. President, named in way this President. Oh, he's naming himself this President. Kevin. No name place, President, no name. Statement should have been, as an employee of the CIA, am authorized to instruct U.S. Border Patrol. Agents will provide service under the directorship, including leadership, President Trump. The public's being taken as a chump. Conditioned to accept the breakup. The takeover of the U.S. territory. The creditor is about to call the debt due. 43 minutes, 20 seconds. Statement made, Kevin. We will work with anybody that wants to solve this problem. Analyst assessment, perhaps with President Barry, Autonomous Region of California. 43 minutes, 21 seconds. Statement made, Don. Thanks, appreciate that. It's not the way the U.S. President should interact with the subordinates. Needs to raise the level of performance. And it isn't that. It's computer generated. It's to give the impression that he's ignorant. 43, then the U.S. presidency becomes insignificant. Others are much more apt. 43 minutes. And furthermore, the award ceremony, the thank, and the gratitude shown another time has a place. It's not at a presidential address. The intent is to brainwash the viewer. 43 minutes, 33 seconds, statement made, Don. I'm saying to them, pantomime motion towards the seated audience, because you people all get it. Places viewer dependent on interpretation. Verse isn't used. Perceive the sign language. Simple arm motion, interpreted to mean U.S. Border Patrol agents seated in the room and attendees of the conference, where you people all get it. Now, he could have said U.S. Border Patrol agents present today at the conference. You all get it. Then who is you? U.S. Border Patrol agents seated at the conference? Viewer in the abstract associated with the word you, in turn, needed to interpret U.S. Border Patrol agents, understand some of the issues pertaining to U.S. immigration. Statement made causes confusion, serves as a backwards riddle, because the it are the issues pertaining to U.S. immigration. They get it. And who's they? Being termed you, and that's the group of U.S. Border Patrol agents. Instead of versing the statement in the way, the example which was given. It's a much better alternative. The listener operates at a higher intellect level. By emulating that style, the more efficient way of conveying a message, proper English, and it doesn't have to be so proper, but to be structured in a way which is so improper that the intent in making the structure was to brainwash any who participate in speaking the language. Well, that's a shame. Bigbossjock enjoys to rhyme, and is quite proficient in the language of English. It's a shame that Yankee Sam, with the computer-generated dialogue, has turned in English into something toxic. Sickens the mind of those who tune in. "43 minutes, 36 seconds, picked up the fiddle, instructed the tune, statement made, Dawn, it's the dumbest thing anybody's ever heard." Remember, people, listeners out there, the dialogue is computer generated. There's an intent. Well, what would the programmer have in mind by placing such language? Analyst assessment. Viewer again listens a derogatory term used to describe this U.S. system, versed by the leader, U.S. President. Dumbest thing anybody's ever heard. The Yankee citizen, many will pick up the same way. Use the same type statement. Sound quite ignorant. 43 minutes. Dumb is not a word to use in one's conversation. It's not appropriate. Making a public address, use proper English. Operate at a higher skill level. Show one's best. reflective of the nation. 43 minutes, 46 seconds. Computer generated, accentuated. Statement made dawn. Pick 'em out. Pick 'em out. Enunciated, given sharp fidelity. Followers of dawn will holler, pick 'em out. Our one only God, He helps me with this rhyme, line by line. I do give my thanks, along with gratitude, for our Father in heaven. It's the Bigbossjock, momentarily signing off.